Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads and must converse is the channel. You know what's up. Friday night live, baby. And I see Christy. Hey there, Christy. Thanks for coming by. Hope you're feeling great. Hope your day was cool. A nice Friday. And Christina, nice to see you. Get that coffee, baby. That's right. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Yep, the end to another week. I have a lot to get to tonight. I feel like I just need to jump into it, but I like to wait a little bit just so people can show up and say hey and all that kind of thing. Hey, the Falcon. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Let me tell you, I don't know exactly how to take your content, man. I feel like you're trying to poke the bear. just, just poking. What's up, Danny? Danny at Spinelli Speaks in the house. Danny is going to be getting on a little later on. I can't wait to talk with you, Danny. It's very cool. Thank you for wanting to come by. You know what I mean? Hey, Ineffable. Nice to see you, brother. For sure. Happy Friday. All that beautiful minute. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, first time I've seen you on the live for sure, and all good. Nice to see you. Is that Tiffany? Beautiful minute. Is that Tiffany? Very cool. Yep. I think you are, brother. That's for sure. I don't mind that kind of thing. That's for sure. Misreads a lot. Sandy in the house. Nice to see you, Sandy. And Peg over at the History Shelf. Thanks for coming by. Nice to see you, Peg. I hope that Martine is in the house as well. Maybe just kind of over to the side, uh, commenting on what she hears and sees. Right. Very cool. Bottle Imp Books. I'm actually gonna call you out. First off, I want to call everyone's attention to Bottle Imp Books. You see, I made this little banner here because let me tell you, Bottle Imp Books is a YouTube channel. Check this out. Check this out. His channel and his very last video because this is going to be a great series. I can't wait to get into it. You know that I'm down for it. And it is going through a series, correct me if I'm wrong, going through a series of books that are recommended reading from Borges. It seems like fantastic stuff from what you had said on your video there. There is, Jack London's weird stories and so many. Aldolfo, is it Cesares, a contemporary of Borges as well, but just too many authors, and we'll go through a series with it together. That will be very, very cool. What's up, Brian? Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for coming by. And Stephanie Cohen in the house. I am so happy that you were able to make it and not fall asleep on me. Bueller, Bueller. What's up, Jay? Jay Maddox in the house. Nice to see you, brother. Always. And I'm calling out our girl, Kelly Hooked on Books. I'm gonna call her out later in the live because there is some really cool stuff going on. What's up, Gorvidal? This is a Charles Dickens, Jane Austen, and Philip Roth safe zone. I'm not a big Philip Roth fan at all. And I'm not a big Charles Dickens fan. I do enjoy Charles Dickens when I read it, for sure. Beautiful writing, very, very well written. But as far as the modern mind is concerned, I find it kind of boring, to tell you the truth. I find Charles Dickens boring. So there's my hot take. And Jane Austen, from what I have read, I definitely enjoy. I have only read Pride and Prejudice. Very cool, Brian. You are very welcome. And yeah, I got quite a crazy crew around me, don't I? I love this. I love this stuff. 33 weird and wonderful choice cuts from Borges. That's what it is. I can't wait. So if you're not familiar with Bottle Imp Books YouTube channel, go ahead and go ahead and search it out and just go for it. You know what I mean? Go for it. Very cool. Ah, people love Dickens, and I get it. You know what I mean? I totally get it. But I don't like subscribe to it as far as like something where I'm like, everybody should read Dickens. You should read Dickens. You should read enough Dickens to know what Dickens is about. But, you know, I read the last Dickens that I read was David Copperfield. And it was a great story. I'm glad that I read it for sure. But it's just so long winded. And it's not really this kind of thing that you're meant to sit down and just crank out over the course of 2 or 3 weeks reading. It doesn't feel very fun, just to tell you. It doesn't feel very fun to me, you know. What's up, Jack? Jack, the rambling raconteur. Thanks for coming by, brother. Greetings all the way from Arizona. We got people in the house a lot further away from than Arizona, that's for sure. And it's not that I don't love David or Dickens. It's that I find his stuff long-winded and boring. Dense, I don't think I find him dense at all. Yeah, it's just that book could have been a lot quicker, that's for sure. But it was written in serial, right? It's just a different kind of thing. And I will read Bleak House at some point. That will happen, and I have not ever read it. Yeah, right? Exactly right. Read some Flaubert. Cool. Very cool. I will read Bleak House um at some point. That will be happening. Even though, David Copperfield just kind of was a little underwhelming. That's just it. Yeah, Brian loves some Balzac. I didn't know how you felt about Flaubert, that's for sure. Dickens diet, where you let's do it. Everything. You just see everything. What do I think about Russians? Dostoevsky and Tolstoy. I love them. I mean, I love Tolstoy. I did a lot of Tolstoy last year on the channel. You might have seen, and if not, then there is a playlist that is just Tolstoy, where Codex Cantina and I were going through short stories a lot. I read Anna Karenina, and I do love Tolstoy. And Dostoevsky, I will say that I'm not as well read as I want to be on Dostoevsky, and but I will rectify that for sure. um, I love the channel. What's his name? Scott Bradfield. He's a writer. I have a few of his books, and he's just a funny guy. He's got a great booktube channel. Scott Bradfield is his name if you want to check it out. And he always makes this joke where he's like, I've done the research, guys, and if you want to be smart in front of all your friends, you let them know that it's not pronounced Dostoevsky. It's It's called Dostoevsky. That's how you really pronounce it. So you just pronounce it Dostoevsky, and you'll impress all your friends. Yeah, exactly right. How few triggers um there actually are in Tolstoy, right? Unless you're a Christian, like a you know a popular Christian ideal, and read some of his What I Believe and The Kingdom of God is Within You, then you will more than likely definitely be triggered. That's for sure. Hey, Anna, upload from the Serb. Thanks for coming by. Nice to see you. Anna has a great channel, and I definitely enjoy all that kind of stuff, all the stuff that you put out. We're going to get to some crazy stuff, and we're going to talk about Dani when Dani gets on. We're going to talk about how we booktube. So I hope y'all are um, looking forward to that. I found an NYRB edition of The Inferno by Dante this week in a thrift store. This is a translation. Ciaran Carson or Kieran Carson. I've never heard of the translation. This is a new translation to me. But look, never been read. Just sitting in the used bookstore. It is a verse translation, so it's holding true to the three three lines per stanza and the rhyme scheme. So I'm definitely down for it. Very cool. My favorite translation, as far as I have experience now, is the John Carty translation, but I have not I have not read it in a long time. So I'll check out the Inferno again with that translation next time. Missed out on I didn't jump on the Inferno, Tom's Inferno stuff, but I am going through the Purgatorio, but I have fallen behind on that as well. But I like it because when it comes down to it, yes, do it, Peg. Do it, Peg. I can't wait to see it. Those videos are all there, so you can catch up and do it whenever you want. I found in the same used, yeah, Mandelbaum does it right. I have read that one. Some of it, not the entire Divine Comedy. Tom's videos are so good. They're fantastic. In that same thrift store, I found Augustine's later works, St. Augustine. So I will check this out at my leisure. This is homilies, 10 homilies on the first letter of St. John. And there is excerpts from later writings of his: The Search of God by the Understanding, The Trinity of Mind, Knowledge, and Love, Image on the Outward Man, Knowledge and Wisdom, Trinity of Faith, The Perfection of the Image in the Contemplation of God, Review and Revaluation, Image and Original. But look, never been read. I'm just, when I see stuff like that, I get it because I know that I'm gonna really enjoy it. I'm gonna let the book fulfill its destiny. Yeah, there's a lot. And they did have a copy of the Confessions as well, but I own a copy, not the one that they have. This has book 8, book 9, book 10, book 11, book 12, book 13, and book 14, book 15, and then there is the Spirit and the Letter and the 10 homilies on the first letter of St. John. So there you go. I am not very well versed on how much work is out there really from. Thank you. This is my Schism t-shirt. This is an old shirt that I've had for a long time, but I dug deep in the closet And I said, well, there's a Tool shirt back there, so I put it on. Bronze Age perfumer, nice to see you. For sure. Thanks for coming by. I grabbed this in a used bookstore. I went downtown. I went to my favorite used bookstore, Atlanta Vintage Books, and I always comb their clearance because there will be amazing stuff on the clearance, right? And there definitely was. I got the Dalkey Archive edition of Gilbert Sorrentino's trilogy, A Pack of Lies. This has Odd Number, Rose Theater, and Mysterioso. This is a trilogy that is very, very um, postmodern, very maybe meta in ways. What it comes down to is it's very innovative, and I don't know what he actually does with this trilogy, but it will be something uh I can't wait to get to. So it begins with a series of interrogations. We never do find out why they're being conducted, about characters drawn from other Sorrentino novels, and concluding with the reappearance of these same characters. Pack of Lies is Gilbert Sorrentino's testament to the supremacy of the imagination, a critique of the state of the art of art and society, and a vicious comedy portraying a world of fraud and mayhem. I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm gonna do a dive into Gilbert Sorrentino, to tell you the truth, because there is too much that I want to get to. I'm gonna start with some short stories that I have. Very cool. Yeah. Um, they had City of God as well over there at that used bookstore. Speaking of the Russians, I grabbed a Russian author that I'm going to be doing a read with Christy Louise, and Christina at Books, Knitting, etc. We're going to be reading Master and Margarita in August. I think the best way to do that is to kick that in as soon as we're done with Sanctuary, right? I mean, I'm going to read Sanctuary pretty quick. I'm looking to get it done maybe in the first week or 2 weeks. Yeah, yeah. No. Y'all are so funny. Yeah, too many books, so little time, that's for sure. Um, but I grabbed Mikhail Bulgakov's A Country Doctor's Notebook. Just saw this used, grabbed it very, very quickly. It's very cheap, and I have heard good things about this book. And so kind of pushed it, and I will push it up on my reading, because I'll probably just crush this book, very short, and get some more Bulgakov, right? Heart of the Dog is really good. I like what he did there, and I've heard really good stuff here. Yeah, I love the Master and Margarita so much as well. We're going to be reading a different um, translation, and I actually have it right here, because I have the books that I'm going to be reading in August as well. So I'll just go ahead and show you my edition. This is What You Want. This thing. I'm not reading. I'm not reading. I'm not going to read that Bulgakov in August. For sure. August is huge. I'm reading 2666 in August. So I'm going to crush uh Sanctuary, and I'll talk about it as we talk about it, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna read it, and then we'll do Master and Margarita. This Pever and Volokonsky translation. I've never read the Pever Volokonsky translation. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful Minute, you got it. You got it just right. This is a beautiful edition, is it not? This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe edition. I love some Penguin Classics Deluxe. Looks like a playing card to me. I don't pulp books. I crush them. I crush them, and then you know, maybe make content on it. Hey, Around the Weird. Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for coming by. That one is on the horizon. So I finished. I got from a man. I don't buy books new, brother. The Falcon. You're funny. Yeah, I saw that Peg got you on that edition. Thank you so much, Peg, for hooking Christy up because it is very cool to read the same. 2666. You couldn't get through it. I hear it's brutal. I hear it really is brutal. So we'll see. We'll see. I have no problem with DNFing a book that I'm not enjoying, that I don't wanna subject myself to. But look, Falcon, I don't buy books new, brother. I got that Master and Margarita for cheap. I got it probably off of eBay and got it for very cheap. You just got to keep your eyes out. I'm Yeah, join us. Feel free to add her to the Voxer. Or did we? I don't think we've started a Voxer for Master and Margarita yet. That's for sure. Yeah, Les Mis Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition is really beautiful. That's for sure. Around the Weird is great. Um, a great channel name. Around the Weird is that kind of channel that I watch and I enjoy that I don't know if I recommend to people. Yeah, no joke, right? Christy's got the best name. Christy's got the best name. Well, we have a Voxer. We're gonna have a Voxer group on it, Beautiful Minute, and I would love for you to join us too, because then we can get to know each other a little better, for sure. So I picked up. Go ahead and start the Voxer. Do it, do it, do it. You can skulk in on the M&M chat for sure, Jack. I'd love to have you along. So, oh, oh yeah, I with that secondhand books are tough when you live somewhere that just doesn't have it. Nice. Peg, you're so sweet. I swear to God. Yeah, it's because you won't stop reading the Princess Diaries series. He is reading the entire Meg Cabot Princess Diaries series. It's so ridiculous. I love it. And it's so weird. Okay? It's so weird. It totally fits. But that's why I say I love it. I do, and I mean I'm subbed. I watch the channel. Y'all are funny. So I got the I do I am subscribed to Media Death Cult. I don't watch a lot of his stuff because I mean I really just I don't like the overproduced stuff, man. I really like really, just normal, turn the camera on and talk kind of stuff. So I got the final uh, of the Jeff Vandermeer Southern Reach trilogy in this edition that I had read before. So when these came out, when the trilogy came out, I read all three and I really enjoy this series. Most people talk about Annihilation and they're like, I don't it doesn't really make sense. I don't know what he's doing with it and all that kind of stuff. And I get it because it's not a complete story. You know what I mean? It's a trilogy here. And even with the trilogy, you're not going to have it's weird fiction. That's what it is. But it's freaking awesome. Okay? And I love these editions. I read these editions from my local library. So I wanted to get these editions and I had gotten these two. Right. Well, it is great. Nice. And yeah, I enjoyed the movie as well. It's like a different story set in the same setting, right? It's like a different um story altogether, but set in the same world, or something like that. Yeah. Media Death Cult, I mean, I see all his stuff. I don't watch all of it, you know what I mean? We'll get to how we book tube. Hey Book Nick, nice to see you, brother. Book Nick is former Shelf Note. Is that right? So nice to see you. Thanks for coming by, man. For sure. That movie is crazy. And the books are way more crazy. Okay? The books are way more crazy than that movie is. But it's kind of the same premise of what this kind of alien race is doing. Annihilation is creepy. The end was so cool. I like how they did it, that's for sure. Um, so I have started reading some nonfiction, Peg. I'm glad you're in the house. And I've started reading some nonfiction, but this is um, consciousness studies and speculative in some ways, but just making connections. It is Dr. Shelley Renee Joyce. The book is Subquantum Consciousness. This is She is a neuroscientist, and it is something where she is exploring consciousness and how consciousness is how it is. And there is the hollow flux field theory of consciousness, that there's actually like a field of consciousness that we are drawing consciousness from, and it comes from the Planck length, which is the smallest kind of field level that we know. I got this one, and then I got tuning the mind. She's big on meditation as a way of yeah, yeah. The She's big on meditation as a way of actual experience, not you know, just thinking about it and as an intellectual pursuit, but actually as something that you do to gain understanding. You're not going to know. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Don't be like that. Read it. Let's have a discussion about it, Jack. That's for sure. Real books. Y'all are funny. I have a lot of heavy books. That's for sure. um, it is supremely interesting. There is philosophical exploration and philosophical speculation in there for sure. A la Teilhard de Chardin, and a lot of the scientific side of it, as far as physics and things, are coming from Planck himself and David Bohm, and it is very, very cool looking. Y'all are freaking hilarious tonight. I swear to God. So David Wiley and I have been talking. I think most people know of David Wiley's channel. David Wiley and I have been talking, and we have decided that we're going to go into some Chaucer, because all I've ever read is the Canterbury Tales, and I didn't know anything about it, right? Uh, his other works. So I said, yeah, I'll read some Chaucer with you, something that I haven't read. And he suggested this one. And today I found it in a used bookstore, and it is Troilus and Chryside by Chaucer. I got the Norton Critical Edition. Look at me go, right? I love the Norton Critical Editions. This one is really, really floppy. You know, this one seems like it has been read before, studied even before. So I can't wait to read it. It has markings. It has markings. It is. I mean, there's just a lot going on in this, and I think that it is like in another language as well. Like it's I can't by looking at it, I can't tell what is happening, but there is just a lot of like language play going on in this, it seems. But we have criticism in here from C.S. Lewis, uh Sheila Delaney, uh Richard Green, and a bunch of others, but I don't recognize. So I'm definitely down for it. I'm definitely down for it. And along with David Wiley, I feel like I'm in good hands, right? Very cool. Very cool. Beautiful Minute. Maybe you want to jump in on that one too. Maybe. Maybe. Nice. Well, I will definitely be into that. That's for sure. Nice. It's because of you, Jack. It's because of you. That's for sure. Oh my God, Christina, I got everything around me. All I have to do is make time to look for it. Let me tell you, and I got everything I want around me. Um, I have crushed with Christina, and it was Christina and Yasmin at To the Lit House, and Christy is still on the reading. Yeah, me too. I love Norton Critical Editions. If I'm looking for a book and there's a Norton Critical Edition that's available that I can get, I get it every time. Love it. Um, we have not pinned down a time to read it yet. We have not pinned down a time. It's gonna be probably in the fall. Not August, maybe October. But I haven't really pinned it down with David. We definitely will pin it down. We finished Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. Christy is still in the reading, but oh my God, I'm not gonna say too much about it because I'm not gonna spoil it because we're gonna still be talking it out, Christy and Christina and Yasmin and I. What a book! What a book! Like I said, is Virginia Woolf the smartest woman that has ever lived? Maybe. You know, she is amazing. It was so good. I never watch Netflix, Jack. I only watch movies very sparingly, and it is a direct choice to watch a movie, and I watch it and it's gone. It's what I do. So right now, before, oh, okay, Ugh. In August I'm reading The Beast 2666, Roberto Bolaño. I've gotten into a big reading group of this off of Instagram. So I am reading this in August. Check out this Picador. This is the Picador UK edition, right? So I'm I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also kind of apprehensive, of course. You just hear so many things about this book that I'm really apprehensive about getting to it. We'll see how it goes. Let me see. Let me grab something right here. And I'll let you know for sure. If I end up quitting it, DMFing it, DNFing it, whatever it is. Very cool. I mean, and I hear that so much, bottle in books. I hear that so much that, you know, that you just have to read it. So I'm like, okay, I'll read it. That's for sure. Hey, Lords and Lullabies. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Hey, Mark. Mark Richardson in the house. Nice to see you, brother. So before I get to 2666, I'm going to finish up a book that I'm reading that is actually a flip book. This is Suddenly This Summer by David Vardaman, and April is the Cruelest Month by David Vardaman. And let me tell you this, I've read April is the Cruelest Month. I'm almost done with that novella, and then I'll flip it and read Suddenly This Summer. But David Vardaman is one of the most interesting and fun writers that I've read in a long, long time. Nice. Nice. I will be looking forward to hearing opinions after I've read it, Brian. That's for sure. I would love to do it. Read along with us on what, Peg? 2666? Hey, Amy. Nice to see you. Amy at the Dusty Bookshelf is in the house. Nice to see you for sure. Thanks for coming by. Um, see, there's just as much warning as there is as there is praise for 2666. That's for sure. They are sick. This is an artist. I forget his name, but all of David Vardaman's covers are from the same artist, and it's beautiful stuff. I actually used I did a short story collection by David Vardaman last year. It was really, really fun and I enjoyed it. So I got this, and for my video for it I used a picture by this artist, and I think I did put him link him in the description box so you can check it out. But David Vardaman is hilarious. One, I mean, like, you will laugh unexpectedly because the subject matter is very dark. We are actually in it. It is from T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. That is a direct reference in this work. It is six high school buddies, and I mean high school buddies like they are 25 years out of high school, but they started meeting up and hanging out on their 25th reunion from high school, and then they hang out 2 to 3 times a week at this bar. So it's six local friends that went to high school together and now have lived, in the same town together for their whole life. And one of them, before the book starts, one of them has murdered his mother and then killed himself. And so we have six friends sitting in the bar getting drunk like they do every single, couple few times a week. And then they are sharing thoughts and everything about this one friend of theirs that just did this act, among a lot of other stuff as well. You know what I mean? It's wild. It's crazy good writing, and It is dark and it is hilarious. It's amazing how he walks this line. It is really, really cool. What book is this? This book is April is the Cruelest Month and Suddenly This Summer by David Vardaman. This is put out by a small press in Slovenia that I support, that I love. They put out really, really great works. It's called Corona Samizdat Press, and I'll put it in the chat right now because this is where you go. This is where you go to purchase their books. It is a small press out of Slovenia, ran by a guy named Rick Harsh, who is a published author, and but he was published here in the United States, and now he is publishing his own works outside of the United States. He is a great guy and an amazing author in his own right. I really love what I have read by a dark, big chill. I know, right? Maybe, maybe. I don't know where it's going. I haven't finished it yet. Have not finished it yet, that's for sure. But yeah, it's really, really good. I tell you. It's really, really good. Gore, I would check it out. If you're interested, check it out and do some comparison. That's for sure. Why don't you leave me just one Cabrera's short story and the name of the short story? I'd love to check it out and do some comparison for sure. All right. Last thing I'm going to call out before I get Dani on here because I'm running out of time is I got our resident our resident bookish hustle side hustle is Kelly Hooked on Books. Kelly Hooked on Books is a horror primarily booktuber, and I follow her on Instagram. On Instagram, she has a shop called Overbooked Shop. She wrote me this little note. She's really, really cool, really, really sweet, and she is making these book sleeves. So I got her to make me one with skulls, and I told her I wanted it to be dark and kind of gothic because I got it for my sanctuary, right? Because I don't have any dust jacket on it, and I figure if I'm going to be reading it, I can just keep it in that. But if you buy a book sleeve, then you get it with a book inside. So I actually got it with the Song of Achilles. And Jack, you had read Circe and said how much you loved it. So I was wondering, have you read Song of Achilles, and did you find that it was as strong as Circe? But you let me know. Yeah. Kelly Hooked on Books is doing this. She just sent me this just for free. I didn't even know that was coming, but this is very well done. Has a nice inside as well. It's going to hold up against whatever I mean, I'm sure I could put it through the ringer. But check her out if you're down for some of that action. Overbooked Shop. And I got a book sleeve for my sanctuary that I'm reading in August. So very cool. Dani, do you want me to send you a link, or do you want to just jump? Oh, there she is. She's already here. Hey, Dani.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Good.
I can. Let's make sure. Let's have some confirmation from the peanut gallery over there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about anymore.
Oh, boy.
I'm just joking. Just
Well,
joking.
your live has been amazing so far. I love all of the books that you always get. I am also a thrifter. I hardly ever buy new books. I'm always getting from the thrift store, and I love watching all of your hauls because they're just amazing.
Thank you, Danny. I have honed my skills. That's for sure. I feel like I'm really on another level as far as being able to go into places and get really good stuff. You know what I mean? And I have just like such a list in my head. It's awesome. Thanks to BookTube, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that's funny. All right, so what prompted Danny coming on tonight is first off, we had this kind of hold on, I got one for you too, Danny. That's
Hi.
right. That's right. So there was like a 2 month or 3 month period there where I'm following you and we're talking and you know and this kind of back and forth and I would hit Danny personally and I'm like, Danny, I can't get any notifications from you. What is happening here? And when I click on the bell, I go to your homepage and I click on the bell and it says that I can't do anything with that option because the content is made for kids. And I said, I just hit Danny personally. I said, look, it's telling me that your content is set as made for kids. Check it out. Check this out. Maybe it's something like that. Of course, I'm a guy, so I don't think at all that the problem could be on my end, right? I've subbed. So you have to figure this out, you know what I mean? And it goes over, month goes by. I can't ever get
It was a
the
while. It was a
notification.
while.
And then I get to a breaking point again, and then I hit Danny and I go, look, it's still the same way. I can't get any notifications. I'm tired of missing your content. And I'm going back, having to go back, and I'm like, what? She put out this video 2 weeks ago. What's going on here? So we were talking about it, and then last like 2 weeks ago, I finally went to the home screen and I unsubbed and then I subbed back and I was able to put the bell on. So there is something like that going on. And I noticed that it was like the same thing was happening for me with the Bookish Bryants. I wasn't getting their notifications and it was the same thing. It told me that they were made for kids. And after I had done that with you, I went to there and I unsubbed and I subbed back and I was able to put the bell on. So it was just kind of a glitch with YouTube,
Yeah.
something like that, where you have to unsub and sub back. You can do it just click and then click again, just tap it and tap it. You don't have to navigate away from the page or anything. And then it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody is thinking that you're maybe not getting notifications from somebody you want to, and you can't put the bell on, do that, and it will solve your problem. It definitely did for me. But then we started talking about how we watch YouTube, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I do not set notifications for anything. And I watch not only BookTube, but I watch other channels outside of BookTube. I watch a lot of travel vloggers, and I don't even set notifications for them because, and I know you and I were talking about this, it's kind of like a channel. So you know when they're going to post. So I always know, okay, these people are going to do it once a week. These people do it once a day. And the way you watch compared to the way I watch is I actually go into my subscriptions list and I go directly to the people I watch's channels and I just look at their most updated stuff. Whereas you go through all your notifications.
I go through notifications and I just go through my subscription feed. I
Mm-hmm.
just go to the subscriptions and I just watch off of that. So I watch the latest stuff and that kind of thing. If it's been if what it is too is if something some a video pops up from somebody and I'm like, yeah, all right. So I watch their video and then I'm like, but I haven't watched anything from them in a while. Then I'll go to their page and I'll see
Mhm.
if some, which is more than likely the case that I've
Mhm.
probably, missed some sometimes. Um, so yeah, I think a good way to start this conversation is just to say like what our style is and like how we approach booktube. You said that you just there that you just kind of when things that you want to watch drop, so you
Yep.
just gonna stay on it like that. I don't keep up with anything like that. Anybody putting out a schedule saying, oh, I'm dropping windows every or videos every Tuesday and Thursday. I never remember that kind of stuff. I don't care. I just watch, and when it pops up, it's always a
Yep.
wonderful surprise to me.
It's hard. It's hard with booktube, especially for me. I don't think I watch any booktubers that are more than like 10,000 subscribers. All of my booktubers, and quite frankly, the majority of them are under 5,000 subscribers. So a lot of us are just, trying to get content out when we can get it out. So we're not very scheduled. We're very sporadic sometimes.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a little bit different. But when I watch like my travel vloggers, and specifically I watch a lot of Disney vloggers, I don't know where that has come from, but I'm like obsessed. They've got over 1 million subscribers. They're like doing it like a channel, like when I say channel, I mean like on the TV, like, that ER is going to be on every Thursday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, for me, I just go right to the person's. So like you said, from the subscriptions piece, I'll go through there and I'll scan, and really, and to be perfectly honest, I watch all of my favorite
Yeah.
booktube channels first. So I'll go directly to all their channels and see what I've missed and watch all that. And then I'll go back to my subscription feed. And then, because I'm subscribed to over 300 booktube channels. So it's just picking out what I have time for. And usually it's on my TV. So I don't make a lot of comments because it's just going through my list.
That's why I think a lot this conversation is perfect for me and you, because you and I both are subscribed to a whole lot of booktube, and I watch. I mean, on my account that I have my Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse as my account that I'm signed in on, my YouTube client there, I am subscribed to only booktube channels on that app, on my YouTube app. And it is all booktube all the time. And I watch from that maybe 70% of my booktube, of my YouTubing. The rest of that, the other 30% is music, because I have music. I usually just listen to music off of YouTube all the time. I'll just pick an album that I love, and then I'll just let it play while I'm at work, things like that, when I'm not listening to booktube, to people's videos. And then there is a small, so maybe 25% music, and then like maybe 5% other, which is just random stuff. But not much, I really do try to support a lot of channels by viewing, and I view it and I give the thumbs up every time,
Mm-hmm.
but I
I
don't
do the same thing.
always comment. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I can't always comment. And to be fair, I watch a lot of booktube that I don't have any comment for. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's not my style of reading. I'm never going to read what they're talking about. I like to listen to them talk about books. I like to listen
Mm-hmm.
to them talk about stories and what stories meant to them and how they internalize that. But I don't have anything to say about that, except for
Mm-hmm.
to say, maybe say great job or that sounded great or something. But I'm gonna keep on going to another video.
Mm-hmm. You know what I've done too? I would say in the last couple of months, and I think I talked to Scott and Nell about this from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. Sometimes I wonder, because when you look at a booktuber's video, you'll notice the top comments are just a ton of other booktubers.
Right.
And I wonder if our other subscribers who are not booktubers feel a little like, ooh, I don't know if my comment's going to be good enough for this group of people who know each other and work together, so to speak.
Right.
So I've been like backing off on comments because I want people who want to contribute to the conversation and might feel like, oh no, I don't know if I can contribute here. I want them to feel like they can. So I've been kind of backing off a little bit on that too, because I want to be as inclusive as I can. And you know me, I say that a lot. So I'm like, I'm just gonna back off a little bit and leave room for other people who want to make a comment.
Sure. You know, I don't have a thing like that. It's really just a time thing for me as far as comments. You know, I think I don't look at it like, oh, somebody leaving comment is going to stop others from leaving comments, because I mean, I get comments on videos, you know, just all kinds of random videos from whoever's, you know, I mean, like, they're not content creators. And it's always great. It's always great to get comments from people that are not content creators, because you know that people are really, you know, they're really digging your stuff. For them to make a comment has even more weight and is even more special to us that are creators. You know, not that we love our community. You know, I love the community. So I'm not really trying to talk down at all or say, you know, people that comment on my videos all the time because they enjoy me and I enjoy their content, and we're using the comment field as our kind of social interaction, and to really have more of a relationship. I'm not downplaying that at all, but I am saying that, like, that random person, you know, if you're not a content creator, you don't have a view of YouTube or BookTube the way that we do. And for them to say something like, hey, this video was cool, even just to say that, you're like, yeah, like, yeah, you know, it has this little something else to it.
It's so awesome. I love it. This month I've been putting out a lot of book reviews, and it's fun to see the comments from the non-creators who are like, oh my gosh, I read this when I was really young, or because I read classics and stuff. Or they'll say, where did you find this? Like, how can you find these at thrift stores? And those, like, I see Peg's comment here too. It is, those comments are the reason we're here. Like, we love talking to our fellow creators, but the people who are trying to make those connections and are non-creators, it's like, it gives you a high. Like, it's just like, oh, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here.
Exactly right. It's so cool. And you never know when these kind of comments are going to come up, you know. So there's a lot of support for a lot of the things that we're saying on both sides of, like, how we view. There's a lot of, I do the same, Dani, you know, there's a lot of, I do the, you know, that kind of view BookTube the way that I'm talking about as well. And a lot of, you know, Jack saying that I follow a Berenstein Bears deep dive channel. Jesus. That's hilarious. I mean, dude, Jack, you are one of the most hilarious people, and I never know how to take you, brother.
Because you can't see the inflection from a comment.
Exactly right. I want to see the smirk. That's what I need. I really, so, not to talk about how we, you know, handle our channels, because there's some kind of, Moon Palm says that he comments to see, you know, kind of who is going to respond and who doesn't. You know, if it's a big channel, I don't expect a response. I'm not going to get butthurt if somebody doesn't respond to me, because if
I don't even comment on big channels
right.
at all.
I
because
don't.
I know that they have too many comments anyways.
Right. But there has been a couple of big channels like that have done something that I really enjoyed, and then and it dropped right then. So I was like one of the first people that watched it. So I commented on it, and I'm like, dude, I love this book. This is really cool that you're. I think it was Media Death Cult that did a video on Star Maker by Olaf Stapleton. And that's one of my favorite sci-fi books of all time. It's awesome. So right when it dropped, I watched it and I was just like, I commented right off the bat. Still didn't get any
Oh
response. It's
no.
like, it's like tens of thousands or maybe
Yeah.
100,000 subs. I don't care. I mean, they're not able to sift through comments and do that kind of thing anyways. And my comment was probably nothing special
Yeah.
as far as saying, hey, I really like this book,
Yeah.
reading it or whatever. So it just doesn't matter. But the main
I
thing is,
know I know some of the creators that I watch outside of BookTube, what they'll do is they'll comment for the first 30 minutes after a video has dropped. They'll try to comment for the first 30 minutes. So in most cases, depending on how fast they can comment back, they say, I will comment for the first 30 minutes after it's been dropped. And then I've seen some others that they'll say, we only comment the first like 50 comments. So that kind of helps you get people to watch it at that time if you want to comment back. But I mean, I don't live my life trying to get a comment back from a creator. I mean, if I leave a comment, it's going to simply be like, great job,
yeah,
but the bigger they are, I know the comment section is a huge gift to so many people to feel heard on a
right,
platform.
right.
And for me personally, it's just not something that I live by as far as like feeling like I need to comment to every
But
person.
you do respond to every comment, right?
I do. Yeah. It may take me a little while, but for me right now on my channel, I respond to every single comment.
Me too. And I will, make sure, maybe at least once a week, I will go to my analytics, or I'll pull up my YouTube studio on my phone and I'll go to comments and I'll make sure that there's no comment that hasn't been replied to. It's just where we're at. But I couldn't imagine if you're this kind of like really popular booktuber and you have a lot of comments that are, just comments to sift through, But Brian at Bookish says his favorite comments are from students looking for a paper to help them prepare for a test. I always think just do your homework.
Yeah.
I bet that that Codex Cantina gets a bit of that.
Oh, I bet.
For sure. But see, us, one just I want to wrap up the comments discussion. I wanted to stay a little bit more on like how we view BookTube, but we comment, and everybody here that's watching that is content creators, we comment because we're supporting each other. We comment because we enjoy each other's and we want each other to know that it's us, because you don't know who gives the thumbs ups. And I know that like everybody, they don't know that I'm one of those thumbs ups every time, these kind of things. So you make a comment because you want to know, say, hey, I'm keeping an eye on you. I really enjoy your stuff. You want to be that kind of support. And we all do that. And that's just part of the small BookTube community.
Yeah.
Which I love that. I mean, this is exactly where I want to be. So, you got anything else you want to throw in on that as well?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered a lot there. Like I said, I think it's so interesting how YouTube, niches down into these different communities, and I'm sure every niche has their similar community. Like us, but I mean, I don't know. I think the booktube community is pretty special. We have some very creative and intelligent and imaginative people out here, and our viewers are just as much so. I mean, so though I might not comment on channels, I definitely support them. Sometimes I'll just put an emoji.
Yeah.
Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads is really great for that. At the end of her video, she'll just say, if you just want to know that you're here, just put this kind of emoji. And I'm like, thank God, because I have nothing to say.
Right. You know, and
so
Uno
I love
Codex
that.
Captiva
And
said that.
yeah, I make sure I comment to all of mine. Even if I just comment back with an emoji, like you said, that section in the creator studio, I make sure there's nothing there. I mean, I even check the spam. I go everywhere and just make sure I've commented on everything.
Sure. You know, I don't ever remember that. You know, it's very easy. It's almost as easy as clicking the thumbs up to just leave an emoji. But I don't ever remember to. I don't ever think about that.
Yeah, I know. I don't either.
That might be something that I can, you know, kind of tweak, because we can always do better.
Yeah. I think we all grow. I think that's the thing too. As creators, if we're not growing, we're not doing our jobs.
Amy says she once had a commenter message them urgently at 2 a.m. because they had an exam in an hour.
Oh.
I really need to get your take on this book. I gotta write an essay. That's so funny.
I remember the first time I read Faulkner's As I Lay Dying, I did come to YouTube because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to read the rest of this book and like I have to write a paper, and I just came to YouTube and I was like, what is this book about? Because you can't go to Google anymore. Google gives you too many options. So I'm like, I'm just going to YouTube. And then thankfully I finished the rest of it, but still I was like, oh, what do I do? So I've definitely been in that space before.
That's funny. I love As I Lay Dying.
What a great book.
Oh God. I just think about it. I'm gonna reread it. I'm gonna reread it within a year because it's just so good. I've been thinking about it. You know, and when the book really like gets you like that, you're like, okay, I gotta read this again. I gotta see what's up.
There's so many times that you think about that book, like certain aspects. Like every time I see a river, I'm just like, oh my gosh, could you imagine?
What a cluster. It's so crazy.
Like this ain't no Oregon Trail. Real stuff happened.
Yeah. and ants just standing over there watching it happen. You freaking
what a group of terrible people.
Oh, just a bag of uselessness. I swear. Oh. You are definitely special to us, Peg. That's for sure. I love the community, creators and viewers, and that's what this is really all about. That's why we're talking about it, because I think that it is very cool for us to just be able to put out there that like how we booktube, because you know I don't think that it's ever going to like really get any better, you know, than what it is. It's so good. It's so great. And it can grow and there can be more people, sure. Yeah. But just where it's at and being able to have 20 to 30 people in a live on a Friday and us have conversation the whole time, and we're all really down for and look at the readers. What kind of amazing swath of readers we have here. I mean, there's readers in this same chat that have read completely different stuff. That there's a lot of overlap, some there's very, very little. But we all love books and we're all here for the same thing, and really just loving the community. So it's very cool. Heck yeah. So we're going a little long. I figured we might, just because it's super cool to talk with you, Dani. Is there anything you wanted to talk more about, or to just touch on about how you booktube?
Well, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I don't know if you watch my YouTube channel, everyone in the comments, but a lot of times it's
You
like it
you
starts
definitely.
rambling off this way and then it goes this way. Today I was trying to batch because I'm going camping this weekend, and I was like, Doi, I'm doing a review a day. How am I going to get a review a day if I'm going to be gone? So I'm trying to batch, and then I'm so anxiety ridden because I'm like, I got to make the coleslaw, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. And I started a new business recently. So I'm just like, oh my gosh,
And
how am
you've
I
got
going to
three
get all this done?
60-second reviews to do.
Yeah. So I had 3 reviews. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this done. So yeah, I pretty much just wing it.
I
Real,
love your
real
style,
rough.
and there is about both of our styles that complement each other like that. I never script what I'm saying,
No, I don't either.
ever. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I really enjoy this kind of conversational style, even when I'm talking about a book. And when I did my video on The Sound and the Fury, one of these last ones that I did, uh, I just turned on. I had thought about it all day, and for a couple days or something.
Yeah.
And then I turned on the camera and I just started talking. And afterwards, I was like, it's all right. It's all right. But then it got great, great response, good comments, people saying they really enjoyed hearing what I had to say. And I was like, awesome. That's exactly what I want, what I wanted to do. So I think that there is value in just that authenticity, and
Mm-hmm.
your channel is that, it seeds that. I love your willingness to say just how you think about it and stuff, and
Yeah.
you'll just be like, I might be totally off base with this, but I felt blah 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 blah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, and
I
it's
have a
great.
lot of that where I'm kind of like, this is my opinion.
Right, right.
It's
But
probably
that's what we're
different
here
from
for.
yours.
Right. And that's what we're
I
here
feel
for,
bad. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings, or I don't know, but I'm like, I don't like it. Like, you and I have very different feelings about Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And
Definitely.
every time I do it, like when I did my Love in the Time of Cholera, thank the
Yeah.
Lord that I had to redo it because my first one was like,
Is that the one that the fan messed you up?
yes.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
one
you know
was,
what? I
I
watched that
like
whole video.
burned it.
No, I watched your live. And
Yes.
I was waiting for you to drop the name of which fan of yours, which
No,
commenter
my
had
fan.
messed up your stuff. And then it finally dawned on me. I'm like, she's talking about her fan. Like her actual fan. I'm like, this is hilarious. Because
Oh,
I
you're
didn't
not
make
the
it
only one
live.
that thought that. Yeah.
It was great.
It was bad. I mean, I ripped that book a new one. And I'm
Nice.
so
It's,
happy that the fan ruined it
yeah.
because when I
Well,
came back, it was way nicer. It was way more like, okay,
yeah.
we get it. But Brian from Bookish said that my really mini rapid review that was at the very tail end of that was the best part. So I felt good about that.
That's
So
nice.
I love,
Uh,
I'm
so,
like a big like bloopers person. So like anytime I have like ripe material where I'm like, okay, this is crap, but I'm putting it this at the end of my video. And if anyone stays to the end, they can see
right.
this, little bloop that I think is hilarious. My
Nice.
husband, whenever he walks in and sees me editing, I got this big goofy grin on my face because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm freaking hilarious.
You are hilarious, Danny. I love it. And see, that's the main thing. And another main thing about this is that we're doing this. This is a labor of love. We're doing this because we love to do what we're doing. We love books. We love to talk about books. And if certain people don't like my content, they can unsubscribe. They can go somewhere else and get other content. And people love. Some people do really like what I do, and that's my niche. That's my folk, and it's all good. And just to illustrate, we have a blurb in the Serbs say, So, which one of you dislikes Marquez? I'm with you. And then right after that, Brian says, your love in the time of cholera review was great, and I love Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So
I wasn't being mean. I think he's a great writer, and that's what I said. I said he has beautiful language.
right.
It's awesome. And there are pieces, like if I were to just take out pieces of it, and I'd be like, I love this passage. But as a whole, man, whew.
Right.
No thank you.
You know. And I get it for sure. And I mean, but that's the thing is it's not always here, nobody wants little cookie cutter cutouts of themselves, somebody that's going to sit there and say and validate everything that they think inside and stuff like that. We want to meet and be in a community of individuals. So thank you very much for being one of those awesome individuals, Dani.
Well, thank you for being one of those awesome individuals.
Thank you so much.
I remember the first time I ever saw your channel, you were showing off this amazing copy of Paradise Lost. And nice. I was like, I'm in for it.
I do. I have it's the Folio Society edition of Paradise Lost. It's like this.
It was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
William Blake's illustrations. Mm-hmm. I love that book. I got it for a great deal. I actually picked that up when I had just dropped a video just now, or just a couple days ago, of like rare books, signed books, things that are in my collection, and I show in that the first line-by-line commentary of William Blake's Jerusalem put out by the William Blake Society, and I picked that up on the same day that I bought that Folio Society John Milton. I had just went to William Blake. I was in my William Blake phase where I was like really digging deep. And I went to a bookstore and I went to their art section and I went and they had a place called a little thing called that just said etchings. So it was just etchings. And I looked in that. The section was probably this big. It probably had 8 books sitting there, and one of them was the first ever line-by-line commentary. I mean, there's probably 500 copies of that book. It's crazy. Wow. And I picked it up. They had it marked for like $20 or something, I want to say. But I was able to use store credit. I had brought like a whole box of books with me because I knew I was going to get that Folio Society and I was going to shop around. And then when I found that, I was able to use my store credit for the whole thing. I got like, I don't know, maybe $30 full of store credit, and I was able to half a lot of that, and it was a glorious day, a glorious day of book buying. Let me tell you, I read that thing, that commentary on Jerusalem. I read that right when I got it. Just went right through it. And that Folio Society of Paradise Lost is one of my prized possessions, that's for sure. Not necessarily rare or something, but just something that I have for my own enjoyment.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mindy's book journey is in the house. Nice. Gore Vidal says his first video he saw by me was me discussing Behold the Man by Michael Moorcock. That's a great book. All right. I'm going to call it. You got stuff to do, Dani?
Oh, my gosh. We're going camping tomorrow.
Much?
Oh, right. So much stuff. I have to edit all those videos now and get those posted. I have to make coleslaw. I have to pack.
So you're going to be up all night?
Pretty much.
I'll be with you in spirit. Zelda and I are doing a day at Six Flags tomorrow, so I got to get.
Oh, nice! Good for you.
She's gonna get me. We did the day at Six Flags last Saturday as well. So I live actually 11 minutes from the Six Flags in Georgia.
I used to live in Great Lakes in Illinois, and we used to go to Six Flags in Illinois, in Gurnee, all the time. When we were kids, we had season passes, so we would go all the time. And I was just thinking about going now, but it's expensive to get in there. I'm like, nope. If I'm not going to buy more And then I'm not going to pay a book for more than $2. I am not spending $80 a person to go to Six Flags.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
happening.
No. We on our way to Six Flags. We bought a family seasons pass online, and then we got there and claimed it and went in.
Yeah.
We don't go without buying a season's pass.
Yeah, if you're that close, it's worth it.
Heck
Even going twice,
every weekend. It's so good. Dani, enjoy your trip. I wish I was going camping. My girls are not cut out for it.
Ours isn't either, but we make her go.
Make her. We're gonna toughen you up, girl.
Yeah, we asked her this morning, "Are you excited to go camping?" She's 14, and she's like, "Yeah, I guess we're just gonna, tent it up." I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. So good.
But no, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I love your channel. I love everything you do, and you're just so supportive. So thank you so much for having me.
You got it, Dani. I love your channel as well. Anybody, I was gonna ask you about how the heck you do your 60-second reviews. I would lose my mind putting that. I would put too much stress on myself, but we'll save that for next time.
Sounds good.
Not next Friday, but next time you're on.
Sounds good.
Have a good one, Dani. And thank you very much, everybody. Happy Friday night. Bye-bye.